Hi guys, so the skill that this video is going to address is just looking at chopping. Now, the best thing to learn how to chop is generally our herbs, and today we're going to be chopping parsley. Now, really important with any fruit and vegetable, including your herbs particularly, to give them a really good wash with water. The reason why we need to wash our fruit and veg and our herbs is to remove just any pests or dirt or pesticides, insecticides, fertilizers, or chemicals that have been used on the produce. Okay, so when we're chopping, let's say you've got a bunch of parsley and we've got maybe about a quarter of a bunch of parsley. What we need to do is remove the stems first. Now, it might be an idea to keep the stems. Sometimes you will use them. You might use them again in a stock, or you might use them in something like a bouquet garni. So what we do is we've got to hold the stems essentially. We don't really want the stems. We just want the leafy greens at the top. So we're just going to hold the stems and then apply pressure to the bottom of those stems. You can either put those in your scrap bucket or just put them to the side. For some of the longer ones, we're just going to chop those. Okay, so now you've got all your green leafies. What we then need to do is roll them as best as possible into a ball. Similarly to how you would do lettuce if you were going to shred some lettuce. Now, to cut this, what we would be doing is a bit like what we call a chiffonade. So when we're cutting lettuce or when we're shredding lettuce, the correct term for shredding it is called chiffonade, which what we're doing is just cutting it into strips. We're going to just chop the food into a size that's appropriate for the actual food that we're dealing with. So for parsley, for example, it's going to be quite little. If we were going to chop a vegetable, let's say a pumpkin, and we just needed to chop it into a rough cuts, it's going to be much bigger. Once you've rolled it one way, you're then going to try and bring it together and roll it up again. And you're going to chiffonade again. Pushing it through with your fingers. Okay. Then bring it all into the middle. And then we can start our hatching motions. So remember, with a chop, it is a rough cut of unequal sizes, and we chop the food according to the size of the food, and that is how you chop.